fill out emotion.
Yalla, recording now, say the good things.
It was such a good time in the breakout rooms. We had such a terrific time.
Amazing.
We have a
Good.
great team.
Okay,
Same.
so who would like to go first and share with us what they did? Is it going to be room number 1? Yeah, go ahead, anyone.
I don't have the plan. They are still wrapping up.
You know what? Maybe Idan, maybe you start because you had such a great. You were the first to say it, so maybe go first.
But I don't have the plan. It is on the.
Mufti. Okay, you were like you were in room one. No, but I'm
Yes.
saying maybe another room would take over. What do you think?
We can do it.
Yeah, Lara, go ahead.
We can do it. Let me just
It's
find
room
it.
number. You were room number 3 or 2?
Room number 3. Amazing, amazing team. Yeah.
Yeah, it was so interesting. It was so interesting. The way we chose the content was because we just started talking about the Dead Sea, and it's right here. Why there's no need to go farther than that. So our content, like what we're wanting the students to learn about, is the difference between natural and man-made sinkholes. Especially because they have the Dead Sea, which I'm sure most of the students have heard about. And you also had what happened in the Ayalon, Tel Aviv, Shaarei Tzedek. So there's like, and that would be a man-made sinkhole, right? And then we're gonna use
Just like Lara, just 1 second. If because I'm like here the CBI, so I just want to say make your content like objectives, observable and measurable. That means you could break it down into 2, like name 2 man-made causes and name 2. And then
you say this to me every single week.
no, because I'm saying in the end, you make it very like specific and objective, and then you know that he managed to do it. Otherwise, you would say how many, right? So I'm saying here because you're like brave and you want to present. So I take that thing. Okay.
No. I so name 2 what?
A CBI.
Characteristics of natural sinkholes.
Name
and
2 causes. Name 2 causes of man-made sinkholes.
Okay.
Or name, and then you know what? If it's man-made, you don't have to say causes. You could say activities. Okay, because it's in a way 2 activities that actually cause that sinkhole. But anyway, Lala, go ahead.
All right.
Just make it into like measurable. Good.
Okay. We're going to skip the vocabulary. Vocabulary having to do with sinkholes, water, erosion, that kind of stuff. So we're going to take that cute little video that you had where the earth is eating us. It was cute. So first we're going to introduce the vocabulary because there's going to be vocabulary in the video that they're not going to know. And so if we introduce the vocabulary first and then they see the video, so it's already their second exposure to the vocabulary, right? And if they've copied into their notebooks and they have a reference where they can look it up, and see it. So that's the video. And then we want to elicit from the students the Dead Sea and either the Ayalon sinkholes or not Misgavleda. No, the other place.
Shaarei Tzedek.
Yeah. Okay, we want to elicit from them, so we're going to ask them what do they know about sinkholes, right? And get their information. This is also a great opportunity to find what vocabulary they do have, right? And then we have a text from Haaretz. It's kind of at a high level, so it would have to be scaffolded and maybe even rewritten, but it's like a basis for a text. There would be questions with it about the article. Again, more vocabulary would come from there. These are examples of man-made and natural sinkholes. I guess that maybe I wasn't listening. Maybe I tuned out. Maybe it's we're talking about pictures or a video. I'm not sure what this is.
We were referring to like eliciting from the students to get them to, like, as they're listing what they thought, like they would have to decide, like, you know, is the Dead Sea a natural one? Is the, you know, like they would have to, I think that was our thought process.
To classify which is what. Okay, thank you. And then.
Wow.
And then the song. Yeah, the song is it's a Lumineers song, and the chorus go like the Dead Sea, just like the Dead Sea. You told me I was like the Dead Sea. You'll never sink when you are with me. I want you all to never sink when you are with us.
Amazing. Wow.
And then the other thing that we want to have is the time lapse showing actually how the Dead Sea has
changed.
Shrink.
Yeah.
Shrinked. Yeah.
Lost.
It sinked in.
It's beauty. Yeah. We should all let that sink in. And we can also use sink as a phrasal verb.
Okay. I'm gonna think.
Just saying. It just came to me when she said, let that sink in. So I'm like, ooh.
Okay.
So the student is going to practice that thing. Good. Good.
So I'll stop sharing.
But then you could also put it like in the vocabulary. This is like the sink in. Could be also
I'll put it in the vocabulary. Yeah.
Because it's not in the visual.
Yeah.
Mitsuyan. Thank you so much, room number 3. And now, do we have other rooms that want to present? Or no? Anyone? Room number 4? Room number 4? Any presenters?
Tamar, I'm still writing, just I can't now present because
okay. Room number 5. Do we have room number 5 here?
In room number 5, we haven't got to the end. We did only the beginning with the objectives and the leading.
So can you share with us? It's also interesting. Are you the group? Are you the group that debated about like the social geography, like to make it like
no,
social
but
thing?
we had only 2 English teachers and 2 mentors. So okay, it was
Is
a
it
bit.
okay? Is
what?
it okay for you? Is it okay that you share? It's okay.
I can share. Okay.
Good.
Okay, so we said that we are going to start the lesson with a picture of the recent sinkholes in Tel Aviv, and brainstorm about it, then ask the students what do they know about sinkholes, and what do they think about it, talk about the emotions, what does it arouse, okay, fear, how is it created, how come there are sinkholes in Israel. And then we used the clip, okay, that you showed us about the massive sinkhole formation.
Mm-hmm.
And then we said that we're going to divide the students into groups and give each group an assignment, like a jigsaw. One group should focus on what are sinkholes, the other, how do they form? And we thought about different questions, but we haven't thought it through till the end. And okay, I started from the from the end.
You said you didn't do. You did everything. I don't see it.
We talked about the students will be able to understand the concept of sinkholes and the way they are formed. In addition, they will understand the dangers and the implications. Okay. And then we thought of the language objectives, and in the clip, we noticed that there are a lot of adverbs, okay? And we thought about the topic of adjectives and adverbs.
Right.
And the vocabulary,
these are the
sinkholes,
Yeah.
landscape, collapse, cave, sinking streams,
Right.
dissolve.
So just remember, like when you say limestone, dolomite, and everything, so you're talking here about a group of rocks that could like be influenced. I'm saying
Yes.
like make that classification. And another thing about the content objective.
Okay, so we have to make the classification of the.
Right. So I'm saying if you take the vocabulary, just think that you're giving examples of 3 types of rocks. It's also going to be useful because then
Right.
it limits.
Okay.
It limits, let's say, the working memory part that you need to know. Okay, now it's like 3 parts. Even if I remember
Okay.
one, at least I have something. And I have
Okay.
to say about the content objectives, Lara, I have to be there for the content objectives. Listen, try to see. If I'm saying to understand the concept of sinkholes, what do I want to hear from the student? Just think. I'm saying again, we are now like trying to be, every time that we see something, we're going to say, oh, this could be even better. And I'm saying, what is the concept? What it involves? So I'm saying maybe you would say, name 3 characteristics of a sinkhole, one thing, or name 3 steps in the process of formation of that thing.
What, you want us to do it in the content objectives?
I'm saying in the content objectives should be observable, something that you could observe. You could say, I'm expecting this kind of answer. This is going to be like
the
my
students
machvan.
will be able to name. Okay.
Something, right, name 3 characteristics of a sinkhole. Maybe you could say
Okay.
in the middle of the, I don't know, desert.
So I'm going to
Thank you.
write it again.
Yeah, I'm saying
Okay.
it's not that there's right or wrong, but I'm saying we're trying to make it more explicit and more observable. And then we could also know what we want our students to know. And then we could build up assessment, because remember, like we said, that the 6th part of CBI is assessment.
Mm-hmm.
We want to go there. Okay, good. So thank you, Natalie, for sharing
Thank
with
you.
us. And also the KWL, you know, like that chart of what I know. This is also something that also both groups talked about, what I know about the thing. In your group, Natalie also added the emotional aspect, I think. Because I think, Lara, your group, you didn't relate to the emotions here, only talk tachlis about the sinkhole.
Yeah,
Here
we
there was also
couldn't care
emotions
less
because
about
we
their
didn't-
feelings. Absolutely.
Right. Social emotional learning in geography, another aspect. Okay, another group that would like to finish out like tournament our the presentations today. Another group, it could be also something very small that you want to, you know what, even an insight, even if you don't want to present, an insight that you would like to share with us. Can anyone speak out?
I want to share. I want to say
I'll
something.
present. Oh, okay.
I want to say something really, really minor, but I think it's important. It really depends on how about the level of your students, because my students are very weak, and I saw here that you make all kinds of activities that are really nice, but they're not quite relevant to my students because my students are not there yet. So I think it's very important to refer to this, to the students' level when you create.
Right. The scaffold, the word scaffold differentiates, scaffold. They took the Haaretz. They took the Haaretz article and they are going to make it like a thinner thing and much more.
No, but my students are very weak. They cannot even they're not even close. And I want to say that Uri was very, very helpful with that. Very understanding about the problem. And thank you.
I'd like to say when Smadar brought out the fact that some of the students might have a little difficulty, then we changed our methodology. And I think it's very important to put something kinesthetic in your planning. So we put a game called Tag. Children love it. It's a very clever way to introduce knowledge. It gets them to move around. They feel part of the activity, and it works pretty well. So everyone in the group seemed, when I explained to them how to play it, they seem to enjoy and felt that it would be incomprehensive even for a child that maybe had a little difficulties. And we wanted to make sure to make that type of consideration.
Yeah, like, could you explain that game like to us, like in the context of sinkholes?
Okay, so what we did is that we focused on vocabulary words in families, and we categorized them in nouns, adjectives, and verbs, because we felt that anything else might be a little bit too difficult. And so what we would do, you would previously have to prepare cards. You would have a card with the definition and a card with the actual vocabulary word. And the tag goes, when you put all of the cards out, they pick a card, and then we start off the tag by someone saying that he has this particular word, erosion, and then the person that reads the proper definition for erosion, then they're tagged. If they make a mistake, then he's frozen, and that means that he can't move on. Children really enjoy it. I play it often.
That sounds like a really good game.
The frozen thing.
I love that
Very good
idea. Uri, I love that idea. It's it sounds like a game you can actually even play with them walking around in a room with a piece of paper trying to find their partner. A definition and a term. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I'm going to use that tomorrow. Tomorrow, 8 a.m. I'm using that idea. Thank you so much.
Me too. Me too. It's excellent. It's wonderful.
Yeah, it sounds like fun.
Yeah, thank you for that.
And thank you, Uri, for your help.
So tomorrow. So basically, my help was, I helped with the geography, but my help was with English activities. We have some very nice activities that we wrote on the chart that I think would be very comprehensive for children. That a lot of times we focus on advanced children, and sometimes the other children get lost in the mix. And I think
Uri, I even think that level is besides that, because when we teach English, the level is really regardless. We're just having fun with words. We're just having fun with, band 3 words, band 2 words, whatever. And finding your partner is also SEL. It's social emotional learning, because it's also a life lesson. It's a life skill to find a partner. And maybe, it could be a group activity that they do in teams, but the first team, the initial team, would be my term and definition matching.
Right, amazing.
That would be
תמה, את יכולה להסביר בכמה מילים מה הוא התכוון?
I'm going to do it like afterwards. I just want to have another group of that want to present. Do we have another one? Another good idea?
I will talk.
Okay,
just so brief, because also I'm still we decided about making students make experiment to find themselves how do sinkholes are formed. So we decided to divide the class into groups of 4 or 5, whatever, it depends on the number of the students. And then we will prepare the whole material, and we write the procedures of the experiment on different slabs of paper. They should first put them into sequence, like what should they do first and what they should do later on. And then they will, our aim, our purpose is to let them know by themselves how do sinkholes are formed. This was the main purpose of our lesson.
Right.
We want them also to learn some new vocabulary, like rock, underground, drainage, sinkhole itself. It may be a new word for them.
And it's a compound, and it's a compound word.
Yes.
So come like basketball. Right.
We just wanted to change routine of videos and the images and etc. So if we take them outside the classroom and they do experiment outside, it will be a little bit entertaining, enjoyable for them, and for us to even living classroom. Yes.
Yofi, so thank you. And I think now I think it's about to say goodbye. And I think that you have the mashov, right? You have there in chat. So try to fill out the mashov. And
Can you send it again? It is not shown.
Okay, so Dora, can you send it again? Okay, now about the field trip, it's going to be next week on the 22nd. Now we know that some of you, I think that there are some teachers who don't work on like Tuesdays, but some of you do. If you could arrange that you come, so we are going to have a beautiful trip there in Nahal Tzipori, in the school of Kaabia. And Nada and Ahed, they prepared like a wonderful plan. You don't see the link.
Yeah.
Or can you resend it? Hamashov hu bamudel. Okay. We have 6 people who are going to join, and we hope that more are going to come also. If you need any kind of, let's say, some kind of like an official note that there is some kind of meeting, so we are going to send it, and you could show your principals. And of course, it's not mandatory. It's not mandatory.
Tamar, can you post such a permission slip?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And, because I don't know, some people said like they have hadracha day or like something that you could really like push up to something else. So this could be also good. And
is there any plan for some kind of ride share or transportation?
Wow. The truth is, most people who come are going to come from like the north. So maybe right in the group, and then we could be together, okay? Dora and I are driving, so maybe you're going to join us if you're like in the center area, okay?
What is the date? What is the date?
Date is the 22nd, the 22nd. Okay, the Tuesday, the 22nd.
This is this place right by Shvil Yisrael, where there's a Shvil Yisrael part? Because I think I've been there.
I think so. Nachon, Dora, there's a Shvil Yisrael there, next to Nahal Tzipori, right? Yeah. Yeah, and it's an interesting, like, they're really going to give us like a very experiential thing. And their students are also going to present. We'll see like students presenting, showing us places there, like, some kind of guidance. So I think it's going to be lovely. Okay. Good. So if you all filled out the mashov, I hope that you
I don't see
enjoyed.
the link for the mashov.
What?
זה בתוך
Send it in the chat.
אפשר לסגור את ההקלטה אם סיימתם.
תמר, זה נשמר לבד בגוגל דוקס, נכון? השיעור עצמו.